We are talking about sentence dictation and how important it is. Now, parents, you need to understand how important sentence dictation is for your child. Now, you need to check for misspelt words. Dictate the sentence and then check for misspelt words. See if your child can find the misspelt word. Just check and see if they can find it on their own. Have the child read what they wrote to you out loud to see if they can find the misspelled words that you have. So make sure that they are reading it out loud. So if they're reading out loud what they wrote, most likely they can find the error because it doesn't make sense. They'll say, oh, I missed a word entirely, or they'll find the misspelled words and it'll be more visual if they're reading it out loud. If they've missed several things and they're not catching what they misspelt or some of the other things, you need to repeat the dictation until the child has it down. But mostly, the reason why I underlined mostly, you guys, is because I've seen people shut down. I've seen children shut down if you're just repetitive over and over, and you don't want them to completely shut down. So if you see that this should be the last time, you just use your own judgment. If somebody's shutting down, if your child is shutting down, go on to the next sentence and then use the misspelt words as spelling words. So you guys will have misspelt words as spelling words for your dictation. Make sure that you are checking for misspelt words. Let's say the child is not understanding the misspelt word. I don't understand what that means. So you want to read the word aloud 5 times. So maybe they can't even read the word. They're not decoding the word correctly. So read it out loud 5 times and then use it as a spelling word. Teach the spelling rules for that word. So let's look at this word, robin. So let's say they don't know what robin is. Okay, so we talk about what a robin is, and then do we know how to decode that word? Now, this word is tricky because is it a double letter? Is it a double B? Is it not a double B? You're going to have a lot of words that will be doubled in the middle like this, and are they going to be or are they not? Now here is a trick. Now this says robin. You can hear it fall in the first syllable, rob in. If it falls in the first syllable, most likely it's not going to be doubled. Rob in, rob in, rob in. Don't double it. Let's think of button, button, button. See how it falls in the second syllable? But that first syllable has to be short. It has to be a closed syllable. So you're going to double it. So that's how you would teach them. Something like that. Some kids, they can't hear that it's going to land in the first syllable. So then you teach this and have it be a spelling word. Even if you can hear spelling words, you should still sometimes just have it as a spelling word. So now we have dependent. So this is a word that you're not going to understand until you're doing your taxes, unless you're doing something else in your life that says dependent, and you're using this word often. Maybe it's in part of your job, and so you're speaking about it. But this word right here is so easy to decode. Well, and so you need to teach them, okay, how did you decode this? D, and you can hear it, D, and it's going to be open, so it needs the long E. And then pen, pen, it's closed. And dent, it's closed. So these are going to be short. And help them hear those sounds, because dependent, dependent, you might not hear that. Maybe it might sound like the I sound to them. So make sure that they can hear those sounds when you're doing that. Now let's say we want to add suffixes. How would you add the plural S to that? Well, this one, you would just add an S on. Robins. We don't say robines. Say, I want the plural S. Do we write an S or an ES here? And then you describe, why is it going to be an S and not an ES? For one, it sounds goofy. Right off the bat, it sounds goofy to add the ES. And then the S, you just add it. When you do an ES, you only have reasons for that. If it's an S, at the end of a main word, or a CH, or a Z, anything that sounds like it could be close to an S. Okay? Now, same thing here, independent. Let's add in to it and talk about that. Means not. Independence. Are we going to add an S or an ES? Let's make this plural. Do that with them so that they are learning how to make things and add their suffixes on properly. Conceptualize. Now, this one is kind of, I think this is a really fun word, you guys. Now, look at this. We have, right off the bat, you can see chameleon prefix. It means with, right? And sept, it means taken. So right here, you can immediately see your Latin root. So concept. And that can be, that's its very own word. Now, but look, once you add all this, you can hear it. Concept, chew. Con, that's your Latin prefix. Sep, chew. When you hear chew in the middle of a word, you know you should spell it with a T-U. Talk to them about that. Is it, when you hear that, T-U, even though this is part of the Latin root, you want to talk about, it's going to say chew. And then this will be its own suffix, ol. If you hear ol and it's a suffix, it's spelt with an A-L. And then eyes, it's going to spell I-Z-E when it's an American word. It's I-S-E when it's British. So just break that apart with them. Also want to go over missing grammar concepts. Look, concepts, conceptualize, concepts. Okay, so see how here it has its plural S. So make sure that they are understanding what these words. See how with and taken, you're taking these concepts with you. You're taking them with you. And you're understanding all of the concepts that you want them to do, okay? So now you also want them to identify different parts of speech. So when they are doing their dictation sentence, so this is the dictation sentence, and I pulled it out of another lesson. The color of the tulips show magnificently in their petals. Now, you want to say, identify the different parts of speech. The first thing I do, it takes out lots of words. We're going to take out our prepositional phrases. What are our prepositional phrases in here, boys? Of the tulips. See, look, boom. Look at that. It took off so much. What's the other one?
In their petals.
In their petals. All of a sudden, oh wow, I only have 4 more words to work with. What's your verb?
Show.
Show, okay. And then who shows? What shows?
Color.
The color. So this is your subject. And you can immediately find your subject and your verb once you've pulled these out. Now, what are the modifying words and what are they modifying? So let's find the modifying words and talk about what they are modifying. What's your modifying words? The. This is an adjective, it's an article, it's modifying color. And to have them tell you that. Now, what's the other modifying word? Magnificently. Look, it's modifying show. You can tell most likely that this is an adverb describing show because it has an ly. Now, not all lys are going to be adverbs. This one is. Look at these. Your prepositional phrases, they are modifying words. They're modifying phrases. What is of the tulips modifying?
Color.
Nice, good job, Dan. It's modifying color. So this is an adjective phrase. In their petals is modifying what?
Show.
It's modifying show. So this is an adverb phrase. In their petals is modifying show. So have them explain that to you. And if you're a young person and you're working with a younger person or somebody that's not understanding these, have them pull it apart and you guys have fun with it. Have fun with learning and enjoying, and make sure that you are doing sentence dictations. It's so important. Even adults will benefit so much from sentence dictations, and if you're a parent teaching your child, do not skip this process. All right, we'll see you in the next lesson. Bye, everybody.
Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye.
Bye.